Hey folks, welcome. So I'm going to assume that you have already read my email where I talked about how we are going to be meeting. We are going to be meeting synchronously from 3:45 to 5 p.m. off video, right? There are some optional video components, but you probably read that in the email. All right, so I just want to show you what our course is going to look like online. The first thing I would imagine is that y'all are going to click on Blackboard, and you're going to notice it's pretty minimal. You're going to see my happy shiny mug here. This was my 40th birthday. I was posing in front of flamingos. And then you're going to see four links. The first is a Google Doc link to our syllabus. And the next three links are our course schedule, weeks 1 through 16, broken up into the 3 units that we are doing in class. All right. And so really, I just kind of want to walk you through the ways that we're going to be navigating this course online. All right, so the most important thing is that everything that you actually need is on our course schedule, literally everything. So we're going to go ahead and switch to that first. All right, so every day when you log into class, the very first thing that I want you to do is open up our course schedule. All right. Before we get into what we're going to do every day, I just want to show you how this course schedule is set up. All right, so on the left-hand side, you're going to see this table of contents. The reason why I put this table of contents in here is because I don't want you to have to feel like you have to scroll forever and ever, right? So if we're on week 3 and you forgot what we were going to be doing for homework on Thursday, you can just click on homework and it tells you what we're doing for homework. So that's neat, right? The other thing that you're going to notice here is that every reading that I'm assigning, because there's no course textbook, is actually a linked PDF or a linked video. So you don't have to search for any readings in Blackboard. You just simply click on this link and it will open up the thing that we're reading, right? So I've really put a lot of care into designing this so that no one is searching for anything. With that in mind, let's go ahead and go back up to the top of the schedule, because there's another nifty part of this course in the way that I've set it up. And that is that at the top of every course schedule, you are going to see a legend at the top that says important documents for LGBT 40201. And so let's just say that we're at the end of weeks 1 through 4 and we're transitioning to the next weeks 5 through 9. All you have to do is click right here and it will actually open up week 5. And there it is, right? And let's just say, well, I wanted to go back and, check on our syllabus, or maybe I want to hop ahead and see what's in store for week 10. Everything is linked right here, so you don't have to go searching for a thing. Also, even though I have linked your homework in the so I've linked your homework. It's always marked in green down here. Sometimes I know that people just want to go back and just sort of have another way to access it. So there's also a reading folder for every unit that we're doing. It's just another way to access things. You don't have to search through it that way, but I wanted to give you that option to be able to just sort of look at the host of things that we had read for whatever unit we're on. Okay, you're also going to see 2 other things, all right? And that is a link to our course Slack space and a link to our Tumblr space. And they're also hyperlinked right here. So that's super neat, all right? So now I've talked about just sort of how the Google document is set up. I want to transition to talking about how our daily workflow is going to look like. So the first thing you're going to do is you are going to go to the whatever the course schedule is. So for weeks 1 through 4, you're going to go ahead and go to week 1. Okay. The first thing you're going to see is this thing that says, watch me, Dr. G's gender forecast. There's going to be a YouTube video linked there. And it's just me talking to you about what we're going to do that day in class. All right. So you play that first, and then you're just going to follow through these tasks. All right. In order. And so, most of the time we'll be collaboratively reading documents together, or I might ask you to write a blog and talk about it, or chat about a particular reading that we've done in Slack. But you're just going to want to go through these things. So let's just say that I tell you, hey, I want you to go into Slack and introduce yourself. You could actually click on this link and it will take you to our Slack page. So even when I'm telling you that I want you to participate in a particular channel in Slack, I've already linked it there for you. Okay. So In class every day, in addition to having this Google Doc open, I want to recommend that you also have um, 3 other tabs open. All right, so have open certainly our Google Doc. That's really our website for our class. But the next thing that I want you to have open is our Slack. Slack is a free, it's sort of like a really fancy free communication platform, right? And, basically there are places for us to talk about a particular reading, but then there's a channel that's called Ask GPAT, where if you have a question during class, you can just sort of type it in here and just kind of like, hey, like I've got a question and I'll go ahead and answer that. The other thing that you might want to sort of keep in mind is that you can also DM me right here. So you can also do things like video call me if that's something that you want to do. So yeah, Slack is cool. You're gonna learn about it. Don't freak out. But just have like it's a really easy piece of networking software that a lot of workplaces use. But you're gonna want to have your Slack open, all right? Because sometimes we're gonna be participating in discussions, and then sometimes you're just gonna want to have to ask a question to me. The next thing that you're gonna want to have open, probably every day, is a Tumblr, right? So you're gonna set up a blog for this class. If you already have a Tumblr account and you're okay with us seeing your previous posts and that's something that you want to do, you can go ahead and do that. But we're going to be really reflecting on a lot of the readings that we do in class using Tumblr, because that way we can kind of see each other's thoughts and participate in a discussion that is synchronous without being necessarily on video. So that is really it, my friends. Every day you just go to the Google document where our course schedule is, you watch the introductory video, and then most of the time we're going to be toggling back and forth between Slack and Tumblr. Sometimes we might do something, play around in Google Docs, but it's a really simple class, and I've put it together thoughtfully so that I am sparing us a lot of emotional energy. And yeah, I'm really excited to have this class with you. Okay, take care.